Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Gonna read through the full article pretty much. Maybe I'll skim a little bit of the article here. There's a link in the description. This is in regards to the stabbing which led to the death of a 17-year-old boy at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. I've already made a video in regards to this about 24 hours ago yesterday. This incident happened Monday evening, if I remember correctly, in Sydney. It's now Wednesday evening, so a couple of days ago. And in the video that I made yesterday, it was based on two articles, so I work with the information that I have to hand at that moment in time from the same publication, Daily Mail, as we're going to see here. And of course, as time goes on, new information comes out. And I made that video, and several people made some comments within the comment section. I appreciate, I always appreciate the comments. Even, perhaps some are more polite than others, but that's fine. And they let me know that the focus of the video that I made was largely incorrect. The focus was on the 15-year-old boy that had been, well, which we believed at the time. It was being reported. I think that's accurate. I think I was merely reading from the information presented within the articles. Perhaps I wasn't quite doing that, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, regardless, the 15-year-old boy that was the subject of my video, and also I think it's fair to say the media focus within that first 24 hours or so, is not the suspect in regards to the killing of the 17-year-old boy. In fact, sadly, the 15-year-old boy, if I understand correctly, is the brother of the deceased, the brother of the man that was killed, stabbed to death. The brother of the boy, 17-year-old boy, 17-year-old man. I don't mean any disrespect. So yeah, that's the first thing that I'm going to start off with. So just a clarification that the video that I made yesterday with the focus on the 15-year-old boy as being the primary suspect in regards to being the killer of the 17-year-old is not the case. That's wrong information, and it's very unfortunate given that he is the brother of the deceased. So very unfortunate. So apologies for any misrepresentation there. Obviously, it's completely unintentional. I just work, as I say, with the information that's provided within the articles. I can't do anything beyond that. It's as good as it gets, basically. But it is a real shame. So we're going to have a look through this article, and this is going to give us a little bit of information in regards to the deceased, with the main point, or one of the main points, being that he was about to be a father. His girlfriend has announced through her sister that she's pregnant with his child. So, what a loss. Apparently he was keen to be a father. So what a tragedy. So let's have a look at not quite all of this article, but we're going to have a look through, and we're going to be paying our respects to the deceased. So this is, and I'm not going to go through the full details about the Royal Easter Show brawl. You're either aware of it or you're not that interested in it, and my guess is you are aware of it, so there's no need for me to tell you everything about that. But I have read within this article, it comes as no surprise really, that the police do believe that it was organised, that it was between two rival gangs. If I understand correctly, one from Mount Druitt, one from Doonside, is that right? Two suburbs within Sydney. Very foolish, guys. Very, very foolish. Especially, as I said in the previous video, just don't bring it. You don't need to bring a knife to a fist fight. Have a fist fight, fellas. Have a fist fight. No, no harm done. Bit of scuffle, even if it's organised, even if there's a couple of dozen involved, a few fists flying, maybe a knee or two. That's fine, boys. You can all dust yourselves off, catch the train home, and it will all be forgotten about. No harm done. But bring in the weapons, and serious shit happens. People die, people get seriously injured. So just don't do that. And also don't do the whole slamming people down on concrete, on tarmac, on pavements, on roads. The slamming people down as if it's a WWE or UFC match on concrete. That's how you kill people. So don't do that. Just do a few punches, a kick or two, and leave it at that, fellas, all right? But we're going to read through this. The teenager who was fatally stabbed during a brawl at the Sydney Royal Easter Show was about to become a father. Taylor Pillay, and I may pronounce her name incorrectly, apologies if I have. Taylor Pillay, 18 years of age, has announced through her younger sister that she was expecting a baby with her late 17-year-old boyfriend, and again, forgive my pronunciation, Uwati Pele Falatolu. Falatolu was allegedly fatally stabbed in the chest during a brawl while he was working at the Sydney Royal Easter Show on Monday night. So yeah, he was working. He was one of the carnival workers, and he took a break to meet up with his friends, and this event ensued. There are fears a postcode gang war between rival Sydney gangs, the 67 and the 27, may have sparked the melee. So Doonside and Mount Druitt. Oh, here is the victim, Uwate Pele Falatolu, and I believe this is his girlfriend, Taylor Pillay, 18 years of age. So such a tragedy. There he is. Such a loss of life. Someone so young at the beginning of their life, taken away. Why? Because of knives in this case. Friends of the 17-year-old victim warned his death could further escalate tensions between the rival Sydney gangs, Western Sydney gangs. Members of the two groups, the 67 from Doonside, the 27 from Mount Druitt, reportedly had an altercation near the adult ride section of the show about 8 p.m. before it descended into an all-out brawl. Police are yet to formally identify a suspect and believe the attacker may still be on the run. So again, just want to clarify, the suspect is not the person, the 15-year-old boy, that was focused on by myself in the video that I made yesterday, and I will also say that was focused on by multiple reports in the media and on the internet. Again, so I just refer to the information that I can find, and I did refer to the Daily Mail, so genuinely regarded as a highly accurate, as accurate as it can be, publication. But also I was picking up info from the general internet, and we can get these things wrong, of course. The victim's 15-year-old brother has been charged with a fray and carrying a knife. He has not been charged relating to his death of his brother and will face Parramatta Children's Court on Tuesday afternoon. So again, it's Wednesday afternoon now, so that would have taken place already. The boy was allegedly seen on viral footage sitting on the ground in handcuffs after the melee. Yes, so that's part of the reason why we assumed he was the culprit, but he wasn't. Okay, so he was charged with a fray and carrying a knife. Okay, he was a little bit naughty, but certainly he is not responsible for stabbing the 17-year-old brother in the chest with a knife, and that 17-year-old brother was his brother. So unfortunately, the 15-year-old is naturally devastated to be in such a position. Distressed friends and relatives of Falatolu and the 15-year-old have spoken out to clear up rumours that the teenager has been charged over his brother's death. Instead, the charges relate to the alleged brawl. Yes. Okay, so there's some pictures and candles from friends and family as a means to say goodbye, to say their prayers to their friend, to their family member. Yeah, so there's who we thought was the main culprit. The focus was on him, but we've cleared up that he wasn't the guilty party. Falatolu was rushed to Westmead Hospital in a critical condition but later died. He had been stabbed in the chest while working at the show. At least two teenagers were stabbed, the victim and a 16-year-old boy, who remains in hospital in a stable condition with wounds to his leg. Police confirmed in a press conference on Tuesday morning at least one suspect remains on the run. So I believe that's the main suspect, isn't it? A strike force has been established to identify any other people involved in the brawl. And I would think with the prevalence of CCTV, and I would imagine there's quite a bit at the Sydney Royal Easter Show, that I would think that it will take some time perhaps to trawl through that CCTV footage, but I would be hopeful that they are able to find some leads, to get some leads and to identify suspects. So hopefully that is the case. Of course, other people in the gang may want to come forward, and if anyone does have information, of course, we would encourage you to come forward. So the article tells us here that the young man that died was on his break midway through his shift when he went to meet with some friends, including his younger brother, who were attending the show. And unfortunately, this fight occurred. If it was planned or not, the fight happened and he was stabbed. Friends and colleagues have described him as a great guy who always made shifts fun. It was a blessing working with you at a show, one friend said. He had his whole life ahead of him. This should never have happened. That's right. This should never have happened. And we hope it doesn't happen again. We hope there isn't a continuation of violence. If there is, just keep it to fisticuffs, boys. You know, I mean, hopefully you don't find that disrespectful. Hopefully it isn't disrespectful. But, you know, I grew up a fair while back now. And again, there was fisticuffs. And it was all fine. It was all good. It was just fists. It was just fists. That's all. You know, nobody got seriously hurt at any point ever. It's, you know, so it's just when people go crazy and they really do try to fucking knock someone out and destroy somebody, or worse, they bring in weapons. That's when things really, really go pear-shaped. So guys, don't do that. All right. So you're enjoying being in a gang, whatever. You'll grow out of it. It's no good for you, but you know, whatever. That's your situation at this moment in time. But just don't act like a bunch of fucking mongrels, okay? Just keep things fairly reasonable, fairly sane. I'm going to wrap things up here. So I wanted to make this video as part of a thank you to those commentators, and apology perhaps to those commentators that have pointed out that it is unfair, or it was unfair for the focus, very much unfair, for the focus to be on the 15-year-old brother as being the prime suspect. That is unfair, so I feel very sorry for him. Apologies to him and his family, and of course condolences rather, to the victim's family, and others that were injured in the brawl, others that are affected by the situation. So I'll wrap things up here. If you do like this video, do give me some support, like, comment, subscribe. I will try to make update videos and correction videos moving forward, as and when I guess I feel it appropriate. I want to get things right, but I'm not a professional, you know. I'm not a reporter. I'm just some guy making a few videos on YouTube. That's all. But I will try my best to be accurate and fair and respectful. So I can't guarantee that I'll always make updates or corrections or such, because time is a factor. You know, I'm just doing this in my spare time. But you know, overall, I would like to try my best where I can to keep things as, I guess, honest and accurate as I can. But let's be reasonable. I'm limited here, okay? All right, so I'll thank you for your time.